Thank you guys for clicking on the video. I am Sully, and today, fellas, I'm doing a gameplay demo review of NHL 14. I'm finally going to talk about it. It's been a little while. I've been holding off just because I want to play with the demo and see how it works. And I have great news, and I have more great news for you guys on my thoughts about it. But before I get into my thoughts, I just want to say I'm looking forward to EASHL and Hut. I will bring Hut videos. I will do Hut giveaways, and I also will be uploading, funny EASHL clips with the club I play with, and so look forward to that. But let's get into the demo. So at first, I played the demo and I was like, it's a little faster. The players skate a little more fluent. I would say it's not so much caught in sand as they skated in NHL 13. The big improvements I like is the fighting within reason. Now I know I went in, thinking it's a demo, right? They're gonna hype up the hitting and the fighting. I knew that, so I wasn't really upset with the fighting early on. They want to show off the new physics. They want to show that off to us, and the best way is, let's jack up the sliders. My only concern still with the hitting is seeing players who don't hit have the ability to take out people that they really can't in real life. And I know you can catch someone off guard, but the hitting, when I turned it up to hardcore simulation, which I'll do a video on later discussing, it was very much more realistic. It was more toned down, and it was more natural. Like when you would hit a guy against the glass in hardcore, he wouldn't just, sprawl out and twitch and then he dies and passes out on the ice. He would take the hit and continue to skate on. So I'm interested to see what the full game looks like. But as far as stick handling, I love the deking. The one-touch deke allows players to combine other moves, and it allows us to people who know the dekes to utilize that. And one-touch deking, what I like about it, as a defender you can break it up, but as a offensive player it's just a little quick move to get by. You don't really have to sacrifice positioning when you're skating on a rush. You can just do a one-touch deke and create a little bit more space to navigate through the ice. So I think EA did a great job with that. I think the hitting, by far the fighting, by far the fighting is awesome. I love it. It's actually a game within a game, and it actually, makes adding ratings to your player in EASHL worth doing. I want to be a fighter. I want to protect my teammates. If a guy gets hit, I want to step in, drop the gloves, and I want to be good at it. And I think that's cool. It just adds a layer of depth and realism in that regard, that you can be a grinder or a tough guy and fight. And so I think they did a great job with that. I know that the fighting is jacked up in the demo. I don't think when you're playing EASHL you're gonna hit one of their guys and then another guy comes in and fights, because I think that's for 1v1. In EASHL I still think it'll work. You want to fight a guy, and then he has to accept. I don't think it's going to be just you hit a guy and then you see this little 5'4" midget who's a sniper come running out of nowhere when they drop the gloves. So I think it's going to be a little bit more balanced than what EA portrayed in the demo. I also wanted to discuss just I totally forgot. Oh, I wanted to discuss just puck movement and passing and shots. I want to get into shots. I finally recaptured what I wanted to say with shots. What I love this year is the puck is more organic between the shooting and the goaltender. In NHL 13, goalies would usually make a glove save, or they do that animation where they'd catch it, the puck would hit off the glove and they turn around and smack it. But this year the puck interacts with the goaltender. There are more rebounds, and you need to find a goaltender for Hut that can really make saves, because if you have a goaltender that gives up rebounds, if you crash the net, man, you can get a lot of trash, and cleaning out the trash is definitely going to be a skill to have, because the puck interacts better with players in the crease and the goaltender. So a lot more greasy goals to come. And if you're like me and you love to utilize the point is so much more effective this year. So I think EA did a good job of giving you more options, because really I think to utilize the point in NHL 13 to its full advantage, that really was a skill. I think you had to know how to aim your slap shots. You can't just, it's not like sniping. You can't just shoot it top cheese. You have to aim the puck low and find a hole through the collapsed defense that NHL 13 AI just naturally tended to migrate to. So, I think they did a good job with that. I think, the goaltenders, it's very interesting. I'm very curious to see how the community will respond with goaltenders, because in NHL 13, when the game first came out, a lot of people complained that the goalies were too hard, and that they were too hard, and they couldn't score, and they didn't like how goalies could make unrealistic saves, and then they made it easy. And so I think this year they've done a good job they found this weird balance where goaltenders are tough, but they're actually realistic. It's really weird, I feel like. I think the goalies they're a good balance so far. It is the demo, and we're playing against Corey Crawford and I forget Boston's goaltender, Tuukka Rask, and I think with those two goaltenders, they bring different challenges, but it's going to be interesting. I like the goaltenders this year. I think 5-hole is even more a valid option, and when you score 5-hole this year, I think it will be a skill. It won't just be a lucky shot. So I think they done a good job, or did a good job with the demo. They highlighted what they wanted to highlight, and we saw a little bit of Hut. I think Hut's going to be pretty much borderline the same, and that's not a problem for me. I've heard, though, they're taking out changed teams, which I like. I think, if you want to bring Crosby, Ovechkin, and Datsuk on the same line, you need to make a sacrifice. I don't like how you can just form this top team and there's no sacrifice anywhere. I think there needs to be a balance. I said they should really bring down the cap, but realistically, I don't think that's a valid option. So taking out changed teams, I think, will be a good idea for them, and I think it'll force people to sort of really decide if they want to go with chemistry or if they want to have an all-star lineup. So really good job with the demo. I think the gameplay took a step in the right direction. At this point, I was a little frustrated because they could have at least changed skins on the scoreboards. They can at least do that year to year, but it's still, some of the downsides to what I saw in the demo is they're still the same cutscenes they've had for like 4 years running now, and there's not even a variation. For example, when you win the game or you lose the game, they do the same old, hop over the bench, touch the goaltender's helmet, rub them, give them the old squat, and then they, go on their way. And so I wish they would do something different, just a little bit of a change. Another thing, the one thing I still hate that they haven't changed that I think is unacceptable is when you still do the tie up, when the centers tie up, the defensemen still come together for no apparent reason. It defies all logic, but they still come together, and there's still that glitch. And so I think EA should change that. I don't think it's realistic. When I watch hockey, I don't see NHL defenders just running into each other, the butt heads. So I think they should change that. But overall, man, I think it's a good, solid year for hockey. It's definitely improvement upon NHL 13. Is it going to rewrite the history code or the history books of video games? Certainly not. But, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I was a little upset at first. But you know what? There's no NHL game that's out on the market right now. And 2K, if you could translate NBA 2K13 gameplay to hockey, you could really give a challenge to EA, or just remake NHL 2K7. Why don't you do that? Just do that. Remake the game. Put some flashy skins, but the graphics were great. But anyways, another story for another day. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Are you disappointed by the demo? Be honest, and what are your critiques about it? Now, I understand Rammer did say in his Twitter that the fighting and hitting is tuned up for the demo, which is understandable. They hyped that up. They want to show it off to the consumers, and so I don't mind. I don't have any issue with that. So let me know what you guys think, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Be honest. Let me know, and have a great day, guys. As always, I'm out. Peace.